What's going on, guys? This is the War Chair, and we are back with episode 52 of our Dark Souls 3 First playthrough. This is probably going to be the last episode. I know it's a little odd fighting Demon King now, and not back when we first encountered him, but he was being kind of a bitch, so we left him and we went and progressed in the game, and all was good and dandy and fine and happy with the world. But now, it's time to fuck him up. Because this little bitch was pissing me off last time. What the fuck? Come on, bitch. Oh, see that tank? Fuck. He's like super weak right now. Bitch. Fucking die. Yeah. I just think I wasn't doing enough damage. Well, that is the old Demon King. Now, I kind of want to see if we can kill this Karthus Sandworm, because we never got those two items. There's nothing under there. Do I have a bow that I can use? Actually, I think I'm gonna go upgrade a bow. A good bow. Upgrade a bow as high as I can, and then we're just gonna stand here and shoot at him. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a second when we come back here with our upgraded bow.
Ashen one. Ah. Ashen one. Be sure. Ah, well, how may... Ashen one, be sure to...
Wasn't he? Pretty.
Ah. Ashen one.
Nameless god.
Alright, we are back. And look what the fuck I'm rocking. That's right, Nameless King armor. Look at that shit. Fucking Super Saiyan Goku in this house. It's a quick rundown of what we got. We got Golden Crown. We'll read a little bit of the lore on each. Crown of a Nameless King who was allied to the Ancient Dragons. If you've played Dark Souls 1, you'll know a little bit about that. This golden crown, buried amidst long strands of bristling ash, is said to closely resemble that of the First Lord. It does. Again, play Dark Souls 1, you'll see what Gwyn looks like. Dragon Scale Armor. Dragon Scale Armor of a Nameless King who is allied to the Ancient Dragons. Dragon Scales are razor sharp and cannot be burned. Does that have high fire resist? 13.4, hell yeah it does. Whole set does. Golden Bracelets. Bracelets of a Nameless King who is allied to the Ancient Dragons. These golden bracelets, together with the golden breastplate and crown, are said to closely resemble those of the First Lord. It does. This whole set makes you look like Gwyn. Dragon Scale Waistcloth of a Nameless King who is allied to Ancient Dragons. Dragon Scales are razor sharp and cannot be burned. This does make you look like Gwyn. His armor set looks pretty much like up close. There's differences, but like far away, this is basically Gwyn. The crown, the hair, everything. That'd be cool if there was like some hidden thing you could actually get Gwyn's armor, but I guess this is the next best thing. So, a little update on what we got going on here. We are fucking rocking, I think, 97 dark arrows. I had a friend that did this, and it said it took him between 70 and 80 arrows. We have 97 dark and then like another 15 other types. So that's what we're going to be doing. I just need to trigger them. Let me see if I can... Let's see if I can just stand up on this ledge and shoot him. We are using the Dragon Rider Great Bow, I believe, though. I'm gonna get a quick look at this. Pretty neat. I think we just shot an arrow. Oh, we are doing damage to him. I just saw his health bar. Yeah, you can see his health bar is like chained to like a different part of him. You can see it when he dives down. Yeah, he's at about half health. Bro, you ain't no match for the Nameless King. I feel like if this was a boss, it would be really hard, really hard. Although they, like, right now it's kind of like, it moves around too much. It's kind of like weird. Like, if it was a boss, it would be different. I think we almost got it. Let's see what it gives us. Look at that. Fucking taking down the Karthus Sandworm. Lightning Stake and Undead Bone Shard. That's our +9. I believe this game takes us 15 plus 10s. That would make sense. I don't feel like they'd end on like 14 plus 9s. It's kind of off. But the strategy guide will tell us that. Shield of Want. Dark Souls 2 reminiscent. Shield of an ancient king who was cursed by an all-consuming thirst. In the end, he was no king. Nishandra? Question mark. The residue of the king's lust still smolders within the shield, increasing the number of souls absorbed when enemies are defeated. Skill. Weapon skill. Equip the shield, and the left hand allows one to perform the skill of the right hand weapon. Huh. And... High fire, high dark, and high magic. 100% physical. Makes sense though, where it found it in the smoldering lake. Would have high fire. Large titanite. Grab some of these items we missed. We have to turn the ballista on to get one item. I was watching someone else play it, and they had the ballista on to get a certain item. That's where we fell through. There's a brick wall over here that the ballista breaks. I think it's this right here. Yeah, that ballista breaks that wall, and there's an item behind it. I believe it's like the dark stone plate ring. Yeah, we'd have to turn the ballista on. So, if anyone's curious, keep the ballista on, stand in front of that, let it hit you with your shield up. You'll take damage, but won't die. And I believe it's not called the dark stone plate ring, but it's the stone plate ring that increases your dark defense. I'm not going to do that on cam. I'm going to do that on my own some other time. Also, with that on, you can get these crabs to die really easily. These walls will break. If you try hide behind them, the ballista will just destroy them. Chaos gem. Oh fuck, there's another crab there. Ah, fuck the crabs. We do pretty good damage. It would just be a matter of time before we killed them. I'm just curious to see if there's any other items I missed before we wrap up the episode. Holy fuck, crabs. Lava crab, you guys are flaming. guys are not messing around. We'll have to unaggro sooner. Oh, there's a path over there, it looks like. Crap, go away, dude. Large shard. That's where we come into this level. Not best attack. Titanite shard. I wish there was like some drop down thing you could like get right up to that ballista. What is back here? Visions of regret. Nope. Fucking come here. I need your shit. Twinkling, not bad. Twinkling's expensive. I'll take free twinkling if I can get it. That has always been the best attack for killing these things. The fucking run slash. Who the fuck are you? Horus? That's the fucking dude that we met with Henri. What do you go, hollow? Little Dark Souls 1 action. I don't know, bro. Ooh, Llewellyn shield. Little DS2 bring forward. Horus, what the fuck, man? Thought we were buds. All he ever did say was, eh. Some large stuff. I'm sure there's a way to prevent him from going hollow. I didn't really do anyone's quest. My first playthrough, I really don't care too much about quests. First playthroughs are blind. You know, you're supposed to miss things. That's what makes other people watching like, oh, he just missed that. He's going to pay for that later. But that's what reading the guide's going to be for, and doing, you know, multiple playthroughs. Eventually, I'll have this game down like DS2. You can ask me where any weapon or anything is, and I can tell you off the back of my hand. I can't do that with Dark Souls 1 just because I only played the game through fully like 5 times, and that was like 2 years ago. Because when Dark Souls 2 came out, I played Dark Souls 2, and then Bloodborne came out, and I played that. But, yeah, that's Dark Souls 3 for you. Yep, got everything there. Now, I'm sure there is some weapons and stuff that I didn't get. Is there a bonfire over here? Okay. Sure, there are plenty of weapons and armor sets I missed, rings, spells. I'm gonna have to go find all those on my own. I'm not gonna have another like 10 episodes of finding that stuff. Playthrough ends when we kill all bosses, and that was the last boss. I just figured we'd kill the worm, because I know some people out there are gonna be like, oh, kill the worm, I want to see what happens. I wanted to kill the worm. Thing might as well be a boss. Thing's fucking huge. The only thing that makes it not a boss is the fact that it doesn't have a boss health bar. It does enough damage, and it's huge and menacing enough to be a boss. Although the guide tells us that it is called a Karthus Sandworm. So that's kind of neat to know. Wasn't there... Yeah, I was going to check to see what kind of stuff I can get from these souls real quick. Let's let's see. So spells we can get from Soul of a Demon King. We can get Chaos Bed Vestiges, aka Forbidden Sun. Soul of a Nameless King. We can get Lightning Storm. I'm guessing that's what he was using on us in Phase 2 or Phase 3. Call forth furious bolts of lightning. We can get the Soul of the Nameless King's Storm Curve Sword. He was not using that in the fight. I think that was on his back. We can get Old King's Great Hammer. There it is. We just don't have enough souls here. I'm gonna pop some souls so more things show up clearly. Let's pop. Let's pop 4 of these. All right. There we go. And we can also get the Dragon Slayer Sword Spear, D Scalings, D and C. Man, that just hurts my brain knowing that to get both of those weapons I'd have to kill him twice, which means NG+. Because this game does not have bonfire set. But even if it was bonfire static, like, he'd still be NG+. It's just the rest of the game wouldn't be. Fuck, dude. Well, I'm definitely gonna grab this. I think I'm going to grab this. So, check this out. Let's become the motherfucking Nameless King. Looks like I need more dex and more faith to use this. I probably won't even use it because I don't really use weapons like this. Especially ones that poke. But aesthetically it looks fucking dope. Yeah, I might as well be the fucking Nameless King. Sup? Except I can't fucking sidestep dance in the fucking mid-air like he can. I want to see what the second attack is. Huh, okay. And let's see what his special ability is. So, if you look closely, looks like he's imbuing it and then shooting it up. If it's like his boss fight, we probably get to shoot some type of lightning bolts. I don't have the correct stats to use it, so nothing shows up. But he probably imbues it and then shoots lightning bolts at you know, out of the sky with it at whoever you're fighting. So that's pretty cool. And what's this thing look like? Hammer move set. Special. Oh, I don't have any mana. I need some mana. Oh, so you get a buff. Ooh. If you press L2 and hold it to start the buff, and then you immediately hit R2, he will do the second stomp and then the little AoE. Cool, cool. a little lore behind the Nameless King here before we wrap things up. Huh. Yeah, this game has been having some weapon loading issues in this area recently. But a little lore behind the Nameless King. He's said to be the firstborn of Gwyn, at least from what I've heard. I'll wait for someone like Vadia Vidya to confirm that, because he is the lore master when it comes to Soulsborne games. But yeah, firstborn of Gwyn. It makes sense that his armor looks like Gwyn, or makes you look like Gwyn. And his, the lore bits on his pieces suggest that he might be having some relation with him. If we just go back here real quick. Yeah, see, it says all these things that say closely resembles that of the First Lord. The only thing that's kind of weird is that it says he was ally to the Ancient Dragons, but I'm pretty sure in the opening scene of Dark Souls 1 it shows Gwyn chucking stun spears at the Ancient Dragons. Because that was like one of the only ways to like break their scales. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to say that he's probably in some relation to Gwyn, just based on what I've seen and heard. But I guess time will tell. So yeah, ending thoughts on Dark Souls 3. Amazing game. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to anyone who likes Soulsborne games or is looking for a good RPG. Definitely play. I'm going to say you don't have to play Demon Souls, but I would say either watch someone like Lobos or Boro Ninja, Peeve, one of these, well-credited Soulsborne creators, content creators. Watch a full playthrough. Pay attention to the lore. Understand it, and then play Dark Souls 1, play Dark Souls 2 fully, DLCs and all. Kill every boss, pay attention to the lore through that. Then play Dark Souls 3. Bloodborne, you really don't need to. Obviously, I would play it just because it's a good game. There are probably 2 or 3 Bloodborne references in this game and mechanics and stuff they brought forward. I'll give you 2 examples real quick. Very, very minute, but if you have played Bloodborne, you kind of, when you see it, you're kind of like, oh, Bloodborne, okay, I see, that's kind of cool. Where is it? The Undead Legion helm, if you put it on and back yourself up to a wall so you can get a close-up on your face, the mask and the hat are very Bloodborne-esque. Bloodborne has a lot of leather coats and stuff. It's more of a Victorian-era game. Still has swords and shields and some armor, but mostly like garbs and stuff. So that is one very Bloodborne-esque thing. A few other things like this hood reminds me of Bloodborne. This hood does. These hats do. This hat does. This hat does. That and that sort of. A helm like that reminds me of Bloodborne a little bit, because the one helm you can get kind of looks like that. Where's the rings? The Hunter's Ring, if you look at the emblem up really close, it does look like a hunter from Bloodborne. And the only reference to hunters really, that's really strong comes from Bloodborne. I think there's hunter classes in some of the Souls games. But if you played Bloodborne, it's all about hunters. In Souls games, you are the Chosen Undead or the Champion of Ash, as you are in Dark Souls 3. In Bloodborne, you're called the Hunter. That's who you play as, on the mission to beat the game. So there's that. Obviously, the Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 and 2 references are extreme, and there are many of them. I can give you an example of each right now. Ring of Steel Protection, exclusive to Dark Souls 2. Same with the life ring, although I'm not as sure on that. But I know that is... I can't even say that now. Because, like, Dark Souls 2 pulled a lot on Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 1 pulled a lot on Demon Souls. Demon Souls... It's a lower quality game. I understand it was made a long time ago, and they didn't have the technology and graphics and, you know, means to make a game as good as DS3. But people consider Demon Souls... Well, most people consider Demon Souls, like, lower on the scale. But it did start everything. Things like Xanthus Crown, King Jeremiah, King of Xanthus. The set looked different in Demon Souls, but that's where it started. And then it was in Dark Souls 1, and then it was in Dark Souls 2, and it is in this game as well. When I played Dark Souls 1, my first Souls game, I saw Xanthus, and I was like, oh, cool, unique. But a true Souls vet, I guess you could say, who's played every Souls game, would say, yeah, that's from Demon Souls, not from Dark Souls 1. I think there's a boss in Demon Souls that's actually wearing the set that you fight. I know one example that's more concrete. Flynn's Ring is from Dark Souls 2. It's from the first DLC. Crown of the Sunken King, you do get that in that DLC. RTSR and BTSR, Red and Blue Tear Stone. I didn't get Blue Tear Stone. It is in this game. I confirmed it through the guide. Those are both from Dark Souls 1, maybe even Demon Souls. I'm not as clear on Demon Souls because I've never actually played the game. I've seen a few playthroughs but never played it. Hornet Ring, Leo Ring is another ring in this game that we didn't get. Confirmed again through the guide. Both from Dark Souls 1. A ring like this, Dark Souls 3 exclusive. This ring. Left and right eyes, that ring are both exclusive. These are all from Dark Souls 2 DLCs. There's also a Dark Clutch that we didn't get. Chloranthy from Dark Souls 1. This game also has a select few rings that you can get. There are +1 and 2 versions, but you have to be NG Plus to get +1 and NG +2 to get +2 versions. Certain rings are like that. You'd have to look it up which ones are. I know for a fact Chloranthy does go up +1 and 2. Covenants, arrows, armors, like Mirror Vest, Lucatiel of Mirror from Dark Souls 2 wears that. Then you got your ageless sets like Xanthus, Wolf set, or the set of Artorias is what it's actually a set of. The Alva sets from Dark Souls 2. Artorias' set, which is called the Wolf set in this game, which is there. That's from Dark Souls 1. Ornstein and Smo's armor sets are from Dark Souls 1. Even the Nameless King armor set references Lord Gwyn, the final boss of Dark Souls 1. Havel, classic armor set. That's why people get so excited when they see that Havel's armor set's in the game. That's from Dark Souls 1 when you actually fight the original Havel. You do fight Havel in this game, but you know who's telling if it's actually Havel, because Havel has some good lore. I'd recommend looking it up. You fight Havel in his exiled tower that he was sentenced to go and stay there for eternity by Lord Gwyn himself. That's where you meet him. You kill him in the tower right outside of Darkroot Garden in Dark Souls 1. And he's in Dark Souls 2 and 3. In Dark Souls 2, he appears in a boss fight in the first DLC as Ancient Soldier Varg. So, like, that's like an imposter hollow just wearing his armor. And then you see him in a few other places. And then Dark Souls 3, you see him in a few places. I don't consider them the real Havels. OG Havel, as far as I'm concerned, is in Dark Souls original. When you meet him in Darkroot Garden inside his tower. Yeah. So, Dark Souls 3, I can officially say, is the best Soulsborne game ever made. Assuming that you have played DS1, DS2, and have watched playthroughs of Demon Souls and understand the lore, and maybe played Bloodborne or watched a playthrough of it. That one's not really that necessary, but Demon Souls 1 or Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2 definitely recommend seeing and playing. It makes the game so much more worth it, and you understand so much more. Like, for example, if you've never played a Soulsborne game and you just pick up Dark Souls 3 and you're playing and playing and playing and playing, you'll pick up how to beat bosses and enemies halfway through the game, just because the game teaches you that. But like when you get to Honor Londo and you see the giant there and you get his giant's coal and you see Black Knights and you see Aldrich in ONS's original boss fight room, and you see the couch upstairs with the soul in it where Guinevere used to be, you see all that and it's just like, oh, Honor Londo, this is the next area. But if you've played the other Souls games, it hits you like, wow, this is the Honor Londo from Dark Souls 1. And then obviously, having played all the games, you'll know all the memories and history behind it. It's really cool how they did that. Honor Londo shocked me. I did not know they would put Honor Londo in this game. I didn't feel like they'd go to that great of an extent to connect this game to the other Souls games. But they did, and that's what made it go from like an 8.5 out of a 10 game. 8.5, getting that score just for being like, bosses are awesome, armor sets, swords, everything just looks cool and awesome. That extra 1.5 that sent it over the top, that came from the connections they made and how they linked the history of the other games to this game. And they did it in such a way that where if they've never made another Dark Souls, and I'm not talking like Bloodborne or something else, like if like Dark Souls 4 never ever exists, this game has enough in it to consider it an ending to the trilogy. Don't get me wrong, I love a Dark Souls 4. I don't like people when they say like, oh, end of the trilogy, blah blah blah, that's all they need, they shouldn't make a Dark Souls 4. It's like, bro, I fucking love Souls games. I'm gonna play Dark Souls 4 if it comes out, whether it's Dark Souls 3 level or Dark Souls 2 level. You know what I mean? Like, I love Souls games, my favorite games, and I love new content. That's why I'm gonna be so pumped when this DLC comes out. But it is fit to be an ending if that's what they decide to do. Miyazaki did say Dark Souls 3 is a turning point in the series. Whether that means he's going to start making, Bloodborne 2 or some other game that's not Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Because Bloodborne is not part of the Souls series. Bloodborne is its own series. So if he makes another game, we'll check that out and see how good that is. Bloodborne 2, I do hope for it. Bloodborne was a very good game. Not as good as Dark Souls 3, but definitely a good game. When this DLC comes out, you can betcha full blind playthrough. Historically, Dark Souls DLCs, I don't know if Demon Souls had a DLC. I don't think it ever did. But Dark Souls 1 had 4 bosses in its DLC. Dark Souls 2 had 3 DLCs with 3 bosses each. 3 or 4 bosses each. Bloodborne's DLC had 5 bosses. So historically, Dark Souls DLCs give us anywhere from 3 to 5 bosses extra. Dark Souls 2, I think they wanted to put all of the DLCs together, but they ended up splitting them up. And then there was Scholar of the First Sin, which gave you Aldi as an extra boss. So I think that if they do come out with the DLC, it would have probably 4, 5, maybe 6 bosses. 5 probably on average. And not even like by opinion, every Soulsborne game that's come out, the DLC bosses have been by far the hardest and most challenging. Example, Calamite and Manus, Dark Souls 1, extremely hard bosses. Harder than any main game boss. Except for ONS, but like, again, play Dark Souls and you'll see that ONS is just legend. ONS meaning Ornstein and Smo. Dark Souls 2, Fume Knight, Burnt Ivory King, Alana, Sin the Slumbering Dragon, all legends. Bloodborne, don't even get me started. Ludwig, Lawrence, Orphan of Kos, Maria. Easily, before Dark Souls 3, those 4 bosses that I just listed there were the hardest bosses in the Soulsborne series. Now, I would say Nameless King definitely slips in there. Maybe Soul of Cinder gets in there. But, yeah. So, ranking all of these Soulsborne games from best to worst, I will start with Demon Souls is the worst. I've never played the game, but I have seen very in-depth playthroughs multiple times, so I know how the game works. I guess I can't really judge it until I play it. But the bosses are simple. The graphics aren't as good. Again, I know the graphics back then weren't as good as they are today. It's just how time works. But I'm going to put Demon Souls as the worst. And even saying it's the worst, it's not the worst. It's just number 5 on the list because there's 4 Soulsborne games, or 5 Soulsborne games out. So that would be number 5. Number 4 would be Dark Souls 2. The PvE aspect of it wasn't that great until the DLCs hit, and then it definitely made the game a lot better. PvP, I feel like Dark Souls 2 has the best PvP out of all of them, except for Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 PvP is turning out to be very, very good. So that game actually ranks 2nd in PvP for me. So that's number 4. Number 3 is going to be Bloodborne. It's not a Souls game. The era change and the way the game works, it's a little off for me. The thing that keeps it in 3rd place is the boss design. Miyazaki cranked up the extreme boss design in that game. Play the game, you know what I'm talking about. Number 2, Dark Souls 1, the original Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls. It's not a Demon Souls, it's not a Bloodborne, it is the first Dark Souls. And it sets the stage for everything. It takes place around a time of the first linking of the fire. Gwyn is the first lord. Again, look up the lore, play the game, you'll understand more. And number 1, Dark Souls 3, obviously, for all the reasons I've been listing for the past, 15, 20 minutes or so. But yeah, that's the hierarchy. I hope the next game they come out with can top Dark Souls 3. Although I don't want to say I don't think it would, but it would be challenging. Bloodborne 2, unless that game was just just unimaginably god tier, if I can speak there, I don't think it would beat it. Just because, it already loses a little bit of points just because it's not medieval. And, yeah. But, that is going to be it. It's taking some time there to wrap things up, give some thoughts. I really like when people that I watch do playthroughs take, 15, 20 minutes or so to give thoughts. Some people that kind of just end it there and it's like, well, what did you think about it? I watched this whole playthrough, kind of want to know what you think about it. So that's my thoughts. Any other questions, just leave them in the comments, I'll answer them. For future, PvP, maybe 100% walkthrough like I did with Dark Souls 2. That would take some research and time, so that might not be out for a couple weeks. Maybe some random videos, if I find anything unique and interesting. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this series as much as I have. 53 episodes, anywhere from 20 to 50 minutes long. 53 episodes is a good amount. I think Cowboy did his in 60 something, but he had 20-minute episodes, so it evens out. I just use Cowboy as an example because he's the only one I've watched the full playthrough for. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Come back for more. There will be much more to explore. And that is going to be it. So, I'm done for now. But, there will be more. So, I hope to catch you guys in the next video, whatever it may be. See you later.